Welcome back to XRP Update, where we don't just follow headlines. We explore the ideas that shape our future, our families, and the way we live our lives. Today's discussion is different from our usual conversations about digital assets, financial innovation, or institutional adoption. In fact, what we're about to talk about is something that every person on Earth desires, regardless of age, nationality, religion, or financial status. It's something that money cannot fully buy, technology cannot replace, and success alone cannot guarantee. Every human being spends their entire life searching for it, yet many never truly experience it. The world today is more connected than ever before through smartphones, artificial intelligence, and social media. But at the same time, many people have never felt more isolated, misunderstood, or emotionally exhausted. We are surrounded by information but starving for genuine human connection. We communicate instantly across continents but struggle to communicate with the people sitting across the dinner table. That contradiction tells us something important. Humanity doesn't simply need more technology, it needs something much deeper. When we look around society today, we see endless arguments, division, anger, and competition. People fight over politics, money, religion, careers, and even opinions shared online. Families become divided, friendships disappear, and relationships that once seemed unbreakable suddenly fall apart. Everyone wants to be heard, everyone wants to be respected, and everyone wants justice for themselves. Yet very few stop to ask an important question. What if the greatest solution isn't winning every argument, but healing every relationship? Throughout history, civilizations have advanced through innovation and knowledge, but they have survived through compassion, forgiveness, and unity. Without those qualities, even the strongest societies eventually weaken from within. That's why the greatest investments we can ever make are not always financial. They are emotional, spiritual, and relational. The wealth of a person is not measured only by what they own, but also by the lives they positively influence. One of the most famous passages ever written describes love in a way that completely challenges modern culture. Today's world often defines love as a feeling, an emotion, or a temporary attraction. If the feeling disappears, many assume the love has disappeared as well. But true love is measured not by emotion, but by action. It is patient when impatience would be easier. It is kind when anger seems justified. It chooses humility over pride and forgiveness over revenge. It celebrates truth rather than selfish ambition and refuses to keep a record of every mistake someone has ever made. This definition is difficult because it demands discipline rather than convenience. Anyone can love when life is easy, but genuine character is revealed when people disappoint us, misunderstand us, or treat us unfairly. In those moments, our response defines who we really are far more than our words ever could. Think about the relationships in your own life for a moment. How many conflicts continue not because solutions don't exist, but because neither side wants to take the first step toward reconciliation? Pride often disguises itself as strength, yet it quietly destroys relationships that could have been saved through humility. Many people spend years trying to prove they were right, while losing the very people they wanted to convince. At the end of life, very few individuals wish they had won more arguments, but countless people wish they had spent more time loving, forgiving, and understanding those around them. That's a powerful lesson because life moves incredibly fast. Opportunities disappear, circumstances change, and words spoken in anger cannot always be taken back. Choosing mercy over bitterness is not weakness. It is one of the greatest demonstrations of strength a person can possess. This idea extends beyond family and friends. It even applies to those who oppose us. Loving those who already love us is natural, but showing grace toward those who criticize, reject, or hurt us requires a completely different level of maturity. That doesn't mean allowing injustice or becoming a doormat for others. Healthy boundaries remain important. However, responding with wisdom instead of hatred protects our own hearts from becoming consumed by resentment. One of the greatest freedoms a person can experience is refusing to allow someone else's negativity to determine their own character. The world has enough anger already. What it desperately needs are people who choose patience over revenge, understanding over judgment, and compassion over condemnation. As we'll discuss next, that transformation begins with the most difficult relationship any of us will ever have, the relationship we have with ourselves. Perhaps the greatest challenge in practicing genuine love is that it begins with ourselves. Many people appear confident on the outside while privately carrying guilt, regret, disappointment, or insecurity. They replay old mistakes in their minds and allow yesterday's failures to define today's identity. It's difficult to extend grace to others when we refuse to give grace to ourselves. The truth is that every human being has made mistakes. Every person has said something they wish they could take back, made decisions they would change if given another chance, or hurt someone unintentionally. Growth happens when we learn from those experiences instead of allowing them to imprison us. Maturity means understanding that our past may shape us, but it does not have to control our future. The strongest people are not those who never fail. They are those who accept responsibility, seek forgiveness where necessary, forgive themselves, and continue moving forward with humility and wisdom. Another problem facing modern society is that people often confuse self-worth with selfishness. Healthy self-respect is very different from arrogance. Arrogance says, I am more important than everyone else. Healthy confidence says, I have value, and so does everyone around me. When people understand their own worth in a balanced way, they stop competing for validation from strangers. They no longer need constant approval because their identity is built on character rather than comparison. Unfortunately, social media has created a culture where many individuals measure their value by likes, followers, or public recognition. Yet the happiest people are often those who quietly impact the lives of others without expecting applause. True greatness has never been measured by popularity, but by influence. The positive difference a person leaves behind in the hearts of others. Think about the people who have inspired you the most throughout your life. Chances are you don't remember them because they were the richest or the most famous. You remember them because they made you feel valued, encouraged, and understood. Maybe it was a teacher who believed in you when nobody else did, a parent who sacrificed for your future, or a friend who stood beside you during your darkest moments. Their greatest gift wasn't money, it was presence. They offered kindness when criticism was easier, and encouragement when discouragement seemed inevitable. That is the kind of impact every person has the ability to create. Sometimes a single conversation filled with compassion can change someone's entire direction in life. We rarely realize how powerful our words can be because we don't always see the battles other people are fighting internally. One practical way to overcome bitterness is through the discipline of blessing rather than cursing. When someone hurts us, our natural instinct is often to replay the offense repeatedly, allowing anger to grow stronger with time. But imagine replacing that habit with something different, choosing to genuinely hope for healing, wisdom, and peace in that person's life. At first, this may seem impossible because emotions resist it. However, over time, something remarkable happens. The bitterness that once consumed us begins to lose its power. We are no longer controlled by the actions of others because our response is guided by our values instead of our emotions. Forgiveness does not always mean forgetting what happened or pretending injustice never occurred. Rather, it means refusing to let resentment define our future. In many cases, the person most set free by forgiveness is not the offender, but the one who chooses to forgive. Ultimately, the world is desperately searching for hope, encouragement, and authentic compassion. People are tired of constant negativity, endless conflict, and relationships built on convenience instead of commitment. Every interaction we have presents an opportunity to leave someone better than we found them, to offer encouragement instead of criticism, patience instead of frustration, and understanding instead of judgment. Imagine a world where every conversation became a chance to deposit kindness rather than withdraw peace from another person's life. That vision may sound idealistic, but history has shown that lasting change often begins with ordinary individuals making extraordinary choices in everyday moments. And perhaps the most powerful choice any of us can make is deciding that our lives will become a source of light, hope, and genuine love for everyone we encounter. As we come to the end of today's discussion, I want to leave you with one simple thought that has the power to change every relationship in your life. The world is not suffering from a lack of intelligence, technology, or opportunity. It is suffering from a lack of genuine love, kindness, patience, and understanding. Every day we meet people who are fighting battles that we know nothing about. Some are carrying financial burdens. Others are dealing with broken families, loneliness, anxiety, or disappointment. A smile, a word of encouragement, or a simple act of compassion may seem small to us, but it could become the very thing that gives someone hope to keep moving forward. We often spend our lives trying to accumulate wealth, status, and recognition. Yet at the end of the day, the greatest legacy we leave behind is how we treated other people. No one is remembered simply because they won every argument. They are remembered because they made others feel valued, respected, and loved. The beautiful truth is that love is not something reserved for perfect people. None of us are perfect. We all make mistakes, we all fall short, And we all need forgiveness at different moments in our lives. That's why growth is so important. Real maturity is choosing mercy over revenge, humility over pride, and unity over division. It means refusing to let anger control our decisions and refusing to let bitterness become part of our identity. The strongest people are not those who never get hurt. They're the ones who continue choosing kindness even after experiencing pain. That choice requires courage, discipline, and character, but it also brings peace that no amount of money can ever buy. So today, I want to challenge every one of you with a simple mission. Before this day ends, encourage someone, forgive someone, appreciate someone, or simply remind the people you love that they matter to you. Life is shorter than we realize, and opportunities to show kindness do not last forever. Let your words bring healing instead of hurt, your actions bring hope instead of fear, and your presence leave people stronger than when they met you. Thank you so much for spending your time with XRP Update today. If this message inspired or encouraged you, please subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and share this video with your friends and family so that together we can spread more hope, wisdom, and positivity. Until next time, take care of yourself, take care of those around you, stay blessed, and we'll see you in the next XRP Update.